In today's video, I'll be sharing what I think is going to replace Gemini. Hello coaster lovers. So one of the few parks I've been to is Cedar Point. It is definitely an upcoming park, but there is one ride there that doesn't look like it's going to be here any longer. And it's not Corkscrew nor Iron Dragon, it's actually Gemini. This thing opened back in 1978, and to put that into perspective, that opened 1 year before the Beast over at Kings Island. So I don't think this ride is going to be here for any longer. So let's say it got torn down, so what do you replace it with? And by the way, this is not a prediction video. This is a coaster enthusiast imagination video. So let's jump right in with one of my 6 coasters that I think is going to replace Gemini. And it's with a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster. This will be an upscale version of Hang Time over at Knott. And we know the new Six Flags has a good relationship with Gerstlauer. And this would be an amazing fit in the Gemini plot, because Gemini Midway is a fantastic place to check out at night. Then you add the light package by KCL, oh my gosh, that part of that park is pretty much unstoppable. And it can feature a height taller than Shellraiser and have multiple inversions. And this can be an excuse to steal the record from the Smiler as the most inversions on a coaster. It just makes sense here. This is probably the most likely option out of all of these. Sticking with a similar track design, every enthusiast will scream if this actually happens, and it's with a Mach Extreme spinner. This would be a fantastic addition for Cedar Point, because currently they do have Wild Mouse, which is their spinner, but this is Wild Mouse but dialed up to a 12, and if they wanted to, they could also add a KCL light package on there. It is a similar track design to Gerstlauer tracks, so they could if they want to, but I don't know if it's possible. But anyway, this would be a great candidate with Steel Vengeance as Cedar Point's 1-2 punch, and it would break some sort of record, probably most inversions on a spinning coaster, but it can be any record, and it can feature 2 launches, no magnets on each train. I don't think it's completely out of the question, but a similar ride that has a similar amount of insanity is the next coaster, which is a B&M flying coaster. If this was a prediction video, this would be the second most unlikely, because the last flying coaster built for right now was back in 2016 with Flying Dinosaur, which is shown on screen. But this coaster could be of a coma flyer, but this would work wonders for Cedar Point. Imagine something like Flying Dinosaur just doing this insane maneuvers while you're in the midway at night. That would be so cool, and it would benefit the lineup. This would beat out Raptor as the best B&M in the park, and maybe the world. If it was crazier than Fury or Flying Dinosaur, then maybe it could. The next coaster we got is a coaster that I thought was going to replace Wicked Twister, but it didn't, and it's with a GCI Woody. It doesn't matter what size, Cedar Point needs a modern wooden coaster. The only wooden coaster they got is Blue Streak, and that was built 60 years ago when this video was published. But there is probably a reason why there isn't a modern wooden coaster at Cedar Point. It might sound random, but it's the weather. It's like Florida, where the forecast says it's going to be sunny, but in reality, rain or thunderstorms roll by. And it gets cold and windy in Sandusky. This would be the second or third most unlikely option. But like I said, these aren't predictions. But anyway, a modern wooden coaster would fit here like a glove. But in reality, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. For the next coaster, it's a weird one, but I feel like a set of dueling family boomerangs wouldn't be bad here. The biggest flaw with this guess is capacity. Tweestrade over in the Netherlands has 1,100 rides per hour, and that's the coaster shown on screen. But Cedar Point gets crazy busy, and this park doesn't have a lot in terms of family coasters. They have Wild Mouse, and after that is Iron Dragon, Super Mine Ride, and the rides at Camp or Planet Snoopy. This would also introduce kids to going backwards before riding Top Thrill 2. I know that Snoopy Soapbox Racers is 3.5 hours away, but that doesn't matter. This can easily be bigger and badder than Snoopy's, and this is by far the most tamest coaster on here. But a ride that isn't tame to begin with is the next coaster, which is an RMC Raptor. This would not be bad for Cedar Point, because this would look so cool in the Gemini Midway. This might be a little too similar to Steel Vengeance, but like I said earlier, this is a coaster enthusiast dream video. But anyway, there are no single rails in the area. The closest you got is Jersey Devil, which is not even remotely close. And it would be great for marketing as the tallest and fastest and longest single rail coaster, but I don't think they're gonna go for a hot racer. I just don't see it. But a Raptor wouldn't be a bad addition here. So I want to hear from you guys. How would you replace Gemini at Cedar Point? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel too. There'll be another video coming out in the next 5 days. So make sure to keep the adrenaline pumping, and thanks for watching.